week ago.
This is the Hammer Down Racing Report, and now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, show number 383 for Thursday, June 19th. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch from the Dominator Race Products studio. Switch that so now I'm looking at you. Look, so it matches up on the screen. It's always weird when we're looking in different directions and talking to each other. Tonight on the show, we're going to be speaking with Flat Rock Outlaw Super Late Model Point Leader and winner of the Joy Fair 100 last month.
That's a big deal, too.
It was first time winning it, too. He's had a lot of top fives, a lot of top tens. So we'll be talking to Paul Pelletier. He's got some experience. He's been around for a while.
A while. I'm not going to call him old.
I didn't call him old. I just said he's been around he's a veteran race car driver.
Yeah.
Much like yourself.
Yeah. Some of us have been around a while.
Yeah, and it could be a short show. Thanks to Dave. I got to thank producer Dave for helping out this week a lot because I was down in West Virginia earlier this week and then
soaking up the
Hills,
sun
and rain. It rained.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
It rained here.
Oh, you missed the big rain.
No, I got that. We got back late Tuesday night, so I was here on Wednesday.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was like 3. That's when I mowed in the downpour.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Speedy Sponsors series of the week this week is the Vintage American Race Cars. Each week we feature a series, a track, or a driver that is on Speedy Sponsors. So this week we picked the Vintage American Race Cars. And thanks to the Vintage American Race Cars and Speedy Sponsors, which you should check out, speedysponsors.com, directory of racers and their sponsors and tracks and their sponsors. And it's a growing thing. It's a growing thing. If you're a racer, put together your free profile there. It's extra exposure for your sponsors. If you're a sponsor, get on there and get your driver to get you on there. But this week, hashtag VARC, Vintage American Race Cars.
V is in Victor.
Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen here.
Victor America.
VARC.
Yep.
VARC. Hashtag VARC. This one, and we ask, has been requested by the Speedy Sponsors owners that people that enter be people that have never been to the pits.
Really?
That's not a hard rule. It's more of a gray rule.
Okay.
It's a gray rule there. We're asking, but we're not going to really enforce that because I know how hard that's going to be because they wanted to donate the pit pass we gave away for Oakshade Raceway last week, courtesy of Hammer Racing. This pit pass is getting around now. Now Speedy Sponsors is going to donate it tonight. So not only will you get a Speedy Sponsor sticker, you're going to get a pit pass that you can use one time during the 2025 race season.
Now, if somebody wanted to use that tomorrow
probably wouldn't work.
Or, I'm sorry, Saturday.
That's the second time you've done that.
That twice.
Saturday.
3 times and I'm going home.
Saturday they could do that, yes. If they could pick it up from you or somehow get in the pits to get it from me on Saturday. Either way, hashtag VARC, that gets you in there. And Scott really wanted to get somebody that has not been in the pits before. Right. So even if you do win and you've been in the pits, maybe you could give it to somebody that has never been in the pits so they can experience that. So that's cool. And speaking of Speedy Sponsors, they're probably going to do 2 of our hot dog races, the Chris Mize Memorial hot dog races we're going to do in August at Oakshade. We're trying to do one for each class.
We don't have a specific date yet?
I was going to talk to him last week, and we got washed out. So I'll try and get some more details before next week's show for this, as far as dates and when each series is going to go. And Ron Miller Race Car is also in for sponsorship on one of the classes as well. So if you're interested too, I'll do a reminder at the end of the show. Just email us at hammerdownracingreport@outlook.com, or send us a message on Facebook, or call the Hammerdown hotline, however you want to do it. It's all good. Make sure to elevate your racing performance with Dominator Race Products, the premier choice for high-quality, durable race car components, from innovative nose pieces and valances to robust fenders and spoilers. Their products are engineered to enhance your vehicle's aerodynamics and durability on the track. Trusted by racers nationwide, Dominator Race Products delivers the reliability and performance you need to dominate the competition. Get yourself one of the great-looking racing pit stools, available in 12 colors, plus red, white, and blue. And I think if you get a hold of Bentley, he might even be able to customize it, one of those stools with a couple different colors together for you. Yeah. Visit Dominator Race Products today, DominatorRaceProducts.com today, to explore their extensive range of products and take your racing to the next level. Also, it is the 50th season at Oakshade Raceway. Things are in full gear except for last weekend. Unfortunately, the Barney got rained out. If they can find a suitable date to make that up, it could still happen.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so as of right now, it's kind of on hold, I guess.
In limbo.
Yeah, it's in limbo. Perfect word. Thank you. But this weekend, it's going to be an action-packed Saturday night featuring the Dirt Car UMP late models, DCR Graphic Sportsman, Dominator Super Stocks, and the Compacts. And those full shows run from now throughout the month of August, with the exception of the birthday race, the big one, the 10,000 win Dirt Car Summer Nationals penultimate event, co-sanctioned with the American Late Model Ironman Series. That's going to be on Saturday, July 12th. That'll just have the late models, the Summit Racing Equipment Modified Nationals, and the Dominators Super Stocks. But other than that, you got all the four classes there for the full show. But you can stay in the loop and everything that's going on there at Oakshade Raceway at oakshaderaceway.com. Follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest. Meet to race. Also, thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moon Entertainment, Dipman Motorsports, DCR Graphics, and Freeze Frame Photos. They have a new website we'll tell you about a little bit later, too, for sponsoring the show. Yeah. So let's, before we get to Paul, let's check out our racing roundup from last weekend. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of rain out.
Racing Roundup.
So, yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah. Palmyra Speedway at Hilltop canceled on Friday night due to rain. Lima Land Motorsports Park canceled due to rain. Attica Raceway Park canceled after qualifying. The opener for Ohio Sprint Speed Week got canceled after qualifying due to rain. I mean, I give them credit for trying. Yeah, that was I was surprised they even tried at that point. But anyways, Flat Rock Speedway, they got their racing in Friday night. Paul Pelletier, our guest coming up here shortly, won the Outlaw Super Late Model feature. Avery Vanderhoof picked up the figure 8 win. Is that Jeremy's?
Yeah.
Offspring there. Terry Smith won the boat figure 8 feature, and Jack Franzel, who we've had on the show before, won the school bus figure 8 up there on Friday night. Let's see, Oakshade Raceway. That got canceled due to, actually, Flat Rock was on Saturday, wasn't it? Friday night was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. My bad. Oakshade Raceway canceled on Saturday due to rain. Montpelier Speedway canceled due to wet ground. Sandusky Speedway, guess what?
Canceled
due to the rain. Butler Speedway, though, they were in action on Saturday night, and from what I hear, they had quite a field of sprint cars up there for that show.
Yeah, because everybody else canceled.
Because Sharon canceled.
Due to rain. Yeah.
But Jared Horseman picking up the Great Lakes Super Sprint win. Sean Rahal getting the 410 sprint win up there on Saturday. Todd Sherman, your UMP modified winner, and Caleb Wilbur, another street stock win for him. Millstream Speedway Sunday, which turned out to be, I guess, the first night of Ohio Sprint Speed Week.
Right.
Bryce Lucius picking up the win there, and that wasn't his first win. Well, of the week, I should say.
Right.
I believe that was his first All-Star win, though.
I think that was what they said.
Tyler Nelson won the USAC D2 Midget feature on Sunday there at Millstream as well. Wayne County, Monday night for Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Bryce Lucius backing up that win, going back-to-back there with another one. And Jamie Miller picking up the win in 305 sprints on Monday night at Wayne County. Eldora Speedway, Tuesday's Ohio Sprint Speed Week action. Emerson Axum picking up the All-Star win there. And Dason Pursley, your non-wing sprint feature winner. Fremont Speedway. Mother Nature came back and bit them, but I mean, if it was anything like it was here, it was a monsoon.
Oh, yeah.
With wind, yeah, it was bad. Actually, Lorraine Raceway Park, we'll talk about that a little bit later. They suffered some damage, actually, from storms last night. But Fremont getting rained out due to the wet grounds and the rain. As we mentioned, Sharon Speedway canceled on Saturday night. So what do we got? 3 nights of Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Night number 4 tonight at Waynesfield.
Right.
And that's, it looks like things shaping up pretty nicely for that. I know they were working hard getting the track ready.
Yeah.
And the weather finally broke, so awesome. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series action, Smoky Mountain Speedway. Well, that was canceled. That actually was canceled before our show last week. So no racing for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and I see Dave just put something up there. They have postponed. Lucas Oil late models have postponed to Friday. They got so they're supposed to race tonight and tomorrow and Saturday, I believe. So tonight's action postponed to tomorrow. World of Outlaw NASA Energy Drink Sprint Car Series Knoxville Raceway Friday night. David Gravel picking up the win at Knoxville. Saturday at Knoxville is Corey Day, your winner there. Houston Speedway last night. Kyle Larson. I think he started 4th and picked up the win up there. I think that was the Huset's Hustle.
Yeah.
ARCA action, Berlin, ARCA 200 at Berlin Speedway. That was won by Trayton Lapsovich. So congratulations to him. Indy Next Car action. The Indy Next by Firestone at Worldwide Technology on Sunday. Lockie Hughes picking up the win there. And then IndyCar action later in the day. The Bommarito Auto Group 500 was won by Kyle Kirkwood. NASCAR action, the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series down in Mexico. I did get to watch a little bit of the Xfinity Series. I was on the road on Sunday, so I didn't really see any of the Cup Series race.
Xfinity race was pretty cool. The fans liked it.
It was a very popular win, I think, for everybody down there. The Chilango 150 at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez on Saturday. That was won by Mexico's own Daniel Suarez. I think he was pretty happy about it too.
Local boy.
Local hero, yeah. Sunday's action, the Viva Mexico 250. That was won by Shane Van Gisbergen. And it sounds like he had a pretty big lead. I think it was like the biggest margin of victory since like 2010 in a Cup Series race.
He checked out.
Was that racing? Did you see any of that? I didn't get a chance to see any of that. I heard about somebody's comments afterwards, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, I just don't think NASCAR and road racing is all that exciting.
I saw some highlights. It looked like it rained. Didn't that make any?
It did. They had rain tires on, and guys running rain tires a little longer, some of them changing early. There was some drama there, but
not enough to keep your interest?
Yeah. Maybe Indy cars on a road course, NASCAR, in my opinion, not so much.
Fair enough.
How about that? Doug Frost says Jack Haudenschild out of retirement
I
tonight
did see that
at
just
Waynesfield.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other action, the Dirt Car Summer Nationals last Thursday night, Peoria Speedway, Drake Troutman getting the win. Tri-City got rained out Friday night. Saturday, Fairbury Speedway, Brian Shirley was the winner. Sycamore Speedway on Sunday, Jason Fager picking up the win there. I did not see who the weekly champion was for that. Maybe Dave can chime in with that. Week number 2 started at Wilmot Raceway with Drake Troutman picking up another win. Tuesday night, Davenport Speedway, it was Ryan Gustin picking up the win. And last night, Quincy Raceway was canceled due to wet grounds. And the Hammer Down Army was out of commission this week with all the rain out. So no Hammer Down Army results to get to here. We got Paul Pelletier coming up here in just a second. First, a couple of bills to pay here. Planning your dream wedding or special event, make it unforgettable with Magic Moment Entertainment. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report when you book, and you'll get $100 off your DJ service. With over 30 years of experience, Ron Burt will make sure your event is perfect. Magic Moment handles everything from contracts to full liability insurance, giving you peace of mind. Plus, there's no hidden fees, no charges for mileage or dance floor lighting ever. He serves Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. Magic Moment specializes in wedding receptions, but they also excel in corporate events and mitzvahs. They take pride in working closely with couples and clients to create magical moments tailored just for you. Call 419-594-2261 or find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. And, of course, Ron Miller Race Cars, your one-stop racing headquarters located in Lambertville, Michigan. Ron Miller Race Cars has everything you need to keep your racing dreams on track, from custom race cars to parts, safety equipment, service, even American Racer tires. If it's for racing, Ron has it or can get it. Give him a call today at 734-856-7223. Let's wait till after the show, though, please. And let Ron help you gear up for victory. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling racers one lap at a time. With all the rainouts, are you caught up on all your work yet? Is your truck fixed? I know your rear end was busted. Yeah.
Gross. Excuse me?
Is your truck race ready?
It's not race ready, but I think it would sit on its wheels if we took the jack stands out.
So it'll be ready next time Fremont's in action?
Yes. 2 weeks.
June 28th, yeah. Very cool. All right. I know you prioritize all your customers' vehicles first. And
have to.
You usually work on yours Saturday morning to get it ready to go.
That's when we wash it.
Nice. Let's bring in Paul Pelletier here, our guest this week. Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Hey, guys. What's that?
Congratulations on so far. It sounds like you're having a hell of a season up there at Flat Rock, and congratulations on the win this past weekend, the Joy Fair Memorial win as well back last month. What do you attribute all the success that you've had so far the first part of the season?
I mean, I guess you could call it hard work. I mean, that's it. I mean, we're back here now, messing around with stuff, and we don't even race this weekend. So, I mean, again, keeping up with the moving target like anything else. So,
how often are you working on your car each week?
Every day, yeah, whether it's for an hour or 4 or 5 hours, whatever you can. About all you can do.
So you won the Joy Fair Memorial. Did you ever get to race with Joy?
I did. The ironic or the weird story is that the first race that I ever made, it was a Consi race. It was his last race. They towed him off the racetrack in a wrecker. The sheriffs were involved. There's some weirdness going on, and I ended up getting his spot in that Consi, and then it put me in the race. Put me in the first feature I ever made down there. So I grew up watching him racing when my uncle was down there and stuff, and obviously paid attention to what he did, and it worked. He's one of the greats that was down there, and you just always seen him. He always waited when the races were only 35 laps back then, and he'd wait 10, 15 laps and then just outside, and he was gone, So
I remember it well.
Yeah. And the cool part about it was that he was creative, all the stuff that he did on a lot of his cars, it was all his own stuff, and he tried stuff, and very unique pieces,
And he had such a long career, but it wasn't like a curve, like he was good and then fell off there. He was still good all the way to the end.
The other thing is nobody ever accused Joy of having beautiful race cars. And back in that day, there were some spectacular looking cars, and his weren't some of them.
No, they were definitely rude and crude. I mean, but beautiful ain't always fast,
That's it.
What color would you have called his number one? Like
School bus yellow.
Mustard yellow?
And some people called it like the Goldie yellow. I don't know. It was yellow to me,
So from what I can tell, there's a couple different sources here that you're tied for fifth in all-time late model feature wins with Danny Bird. I think that's right, and it looks like you could get up to second there if you get 40 wins. What do you have? 29, I think, right?
I think my dad said last week we were at like 31 now.
30. Okay, so my information's a little outdated, but
I had a goal a few years ago when I told the kids and stuff. I had a goal, quiet goal. I was going to try to get to 30, and I'm out. I was done. And obviously, we're past that now. And a couple of my friends, other competitors, be like, "You said you're done at 30. That means we got a chance." I told them, "Well, I still want to race with one of the boys, and one of them beats me, and then I'm done. I'll just let them take care of it." So,
so do you think? What do you think your chances are catching Dave Coleman there and get the up to 40 wins?
I mean, again, you don't know if you're going to get one the next week, So
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be easy to say, yeah, the way the season's going, but I mean, this could be it for the year. So I don't know. I'm just gonna put the same effort we do every week. Is just go down there. I always tell the guys, I want to get the tech barn twice a night. Once when we get there, and one after the race. We get, get the win or top 5. At least, that was my goal for the night. And whatever happens, happens. So
Here's a question for you. Is that Coronet kid going to win one this year?
I think so. I mean, he's been close this year. He's been close a couple times last year, and and obviously Royce got a boy there, and running that cart, he's really found the niche, and he got him up to speed quick, in the big car. So
Well, and it's a 30-year-old race car.
at
It
the
ought to be in somebody's museum.
it don't matter. I mean, again, buddy of mine has one that's about the same age, and it's going the same speed as we are. So it's all what you do to them. I mean,
Exactly.
I had a car, I think 2 or 3 years ago, the same thing. It was 25 years old, and it wasn't no slower or faster than the car that I replaced it with, which was a newer, brand new car.
So how many years have you been running there at Flat Rock?
I started right in the late models in '99. I didn't do anything else, no karts, no street stocks. I jumped right into late models. That's all I knew. So whatever, 25, 6 years now. I don't know.
And how many races, how many years did it take you to get that first feature win then?
I think it was '03, so I think it was 3 or 4 years. I think it was a point where I could always work on them, build them, and do all that. I just had to learn how to drive. I didn't have, I started at 21, so I didn't have, or 21, 22. I didn't have the karting. I didn't do any of that. My uncle raced. I hot lapped his car one time, but I didn't know what he was doing. So, working on them, learning all that stuff, running around with Rick Shepard and George Rangel and guys like that. Learning the cars, and that's what I enjoyed. Really, I just learned the cars and make it happen. So then when I started to drive, I had learned I could set them up and do all that stuff, but I had no clue. I couldn't even figure out what to drive at first. It took a few. I got hooked up with Harold Fair Jr. Which is senior told me to go down. And that's what I did. I just go down and wrap around it, and after that it was kind of what we're doing now.
So Joy Fair, he has 159 wins. I just looked that up. You're probably not going to catch him, I don't think. Is that fair to say?
I don't think anybody will. I mean, run 3-4 nights a week back then, maybe more than that. So
that's how we got so many wins. I wondered about that. So how are you liking the new surface up at Flat Rock this year? Is that playing into the way your car is set up?
Well, I mean, we haven't ventured off much more than what we ran in the past. You're just basically adapting to the surface. I mean, it's a moving target every week, and even during the night it changes. So you're just kind of using your knowledge from the past of what it's taking, and it's unique. It's a lot smoother, and again, we're going a second faster on average, roughly from last year. So you got different entry speeds, stuff like that, and loads, and you don't really know it, but you are. I mean, it's a second faster. At that little place is way different. So
Can you
Yeah.
feel it in the corners?
The first race, I was telling everybody like after the race, I'm like, man, I'm a little sore, different than was last year. But again, that place pulled like 1.9 G load or whatever they want to
Right.
call it. Again, you're going faster in the corners. It's probably a little more. So after that, it's fine. But what you notice is that at the end of the race, it was over quicker. Some of these only one caution races are like, oh, 15 minutes, we're done. So
Does it make how's the racing on that new surface? Is it easier to get by on the outside?
I think even the first race till now, it's definitely multi grooves. It's just the way that the place takes rubber now, so it's just different. I mean, I think again, back when it was, I think they paved it 99 back around the early mid 2000s. We still had 2.5, 3 grooves down there, even when it had a little worn to it. I think it's almost there now. It's not definitely not single groove. I mean, you can go up there and make moves, whether you're up to speed or not. You can go up there. Last year, if they didn't put that grip stuff down or whatever they were using, you didn't have a chance. The street stocks never got a chance to get up there to use the glue I call it or whatever. But you had to have all 4 tires in that stuff last year to make speed. But they put it up in, like I call it, third groove. Street stocks are so close and so tight that they never got their right sides even in it. So by the time they got up in that glue, they lose 2 or 3 spots or positions, and it was over. So now at least they kind of balance it out again, where both divisions. I mean, obviously different tires in each class, but the racing's good again. So
I wanted to ask if they were using the traction compound up in the upper grooves this year.
not this year, but they didn't rule it out, because I was telling them when we got on the track the first time, it's like, they were all happy they didn't have to use it again. I said, I don't know. You may have to if this, I mean, the place was slick. It was like an ice rink for the first couple practices. So, but I told them, don't rule it out. You might have to use, they mentioned rock
Uh-oh.
stuff they used in the past. I said, I wouldn't rule it out, but I think it's coming around. I mean, the street stock tire is a little different. It's narrower, and those guys get 100 laps on it, and that tire's really coming in. And last year they couldn't get more than 25 laps, and the tires were no good. You could get a couple laps out of them the next week, but they never were
Right.
the same speed. So,
Well, this Saturday with the heat will certainly tell if they're going to need to do something.
yeah, and again, the sun changes everything. Like you guys with the dirt stuff. When it dries up and stuff, and that's the only thing I can relate to what's going on. Relate it to what we've learned on with the boy at the quarter midget or the go-kart track down there.
Sure.
I didn't have much dirt. Because it's dirty. I didn't care for none of that dirt stuff. So, but now kind of wrapping your head around it like anything else, you just kind of it's a moving target right now with it
Right.
up here.
You mentioned the dirt track with the car. Are you talking about Palmyra then?
Yeah. Yep. Palmyra.
Seems like that's where all the Flat Rock guys are starting off now on the dirt, which seems weird. And did you have any desire ever to race on the dirt?
Everybody said through the last 10, 15 years I like a free car. So everybody's like, you'd be good on dirt. And I said, well, I don't like dirt because it's dirty, but I wouldn't mind doing it if it was somebody else's. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I give those guys kudos, man. I mean, whether it's sprint cars or late models, it's a whole different philosophy. So I wouldn't mind trying it, but I wouldn't switch over to it. So
It's a lot of the asphalt guys. That's their answer to the dirt. It's not about racing on the dirt. It's just having a dirty car. They don't want that.
We talked about RJ Cornett just a little bit earlier, and I think that may be one of the reasons why he's been able to adapt so well, because he was very, very good on dirt too.
yeah, and you see that with all the other leagues or whatever racing. Those guys come up, they can run. They get up to speed on the pavement quicker. So I mean, that's the boy, our little one. He loves it. We put a dirt track in the backyard for the boys. Back in the day, I think it was for us, but they used it, and they've been back there. The one was 2 when he started back there, and the other one was 4 or 5, and they love it. They're sideways slinging it and everything else, and he gets they get bored on the asphalt, and he loves the dirt, because he can wheel it and stuff. But I don't like it because it's dirty. Cars every week. But
So how old's your boy? How long until he gets in a late model?
well, he practiced this year. We snuck him in earlier. Well, he's got a late model, and we snuck him in our open test, and that was the first time we were in big car. So we're looking to do that a few more times, just practice. The other one's itching to get back in again. He was racing first in the quarter midgets and stuff, and now he wants to do it again. So maybe a street stock or something coming up, but they're both itching to do it. The little one, he's been in it longer, I guess, racing wise, and so soon enough.
So when do you step back and let them go? Or
I'll tell you his answer: when it quits being fun.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, it's still going to be fun. I enjoy it. I mean, if I stepped out tomorrow, I still enjoy it. I still have a car, whether I had the boys in it or somebody else. I mean, it's been part of my life since I can. I mean, I first time I went to the track was '84. I was like 6 or 7. I'm sure I was there before, but what I can remember. And again, I'm not going to go, and I just want to be competitive. If we weren't competitive, I would have stopped 2 or 3 years ago. And but obviously, the boys want to do it, and we got all the stuff, so just keeping it going. And again, if they want to do it, if they didn't tomorrow, I'd be done, and I'd still help. I go to the track and help, people, whatever. I don't fish, I don't do anything. This is my fishing. So,
Yep.
and you got a few trophies I see behind you there too, conveniently placed.
Yeah, I always said before I went to the racetrack to get in the tech barn in the night and to get that trophy and that sticker. Whatever happens after that, I didn't care. If we gave a trophy away or whatever, and a few years ago they were all hiding up in the attic and they're in the way because I didn't like them in the garage or whatnot. So we did some house cleaning and I pulled them all out. I'm like, oh, there's a bunch here, and I took a picture, sent it to all my idols, and I said, what would you do with them? I know they're going out in the trash or I'm going to get in the way. And all the guys that I grew up racing and respected, they said, no, you got to put them up. So that's what we did. We put them up there like last winter or something, and now everybody's come here. I think it's kind of gaudy, but everybody loves it, and I think it's one thing, especially this year, we've been able to put 4 of them up there when we got home. So
Very nice.
Kids
So
love it.
I was just going to ask, any other tracks you get to this season?
It's going to be tough, with the boy racing and everything. We always before we tried to run 2 or 3 out of town races when like the main event was running and stuff on the shorter tracks. But that kind of went away, and everybody wants to go to Wasso and stuff like that. But right now that track is it's like Toledo speed, and whether it's hard on the motor, hard on the car, and everything. And those guys are hard up there, man. They're hard on everybody. So I don't know. We tested up there once last summer with a buddy of mine's car, and we may go up there. But right now, with him running Fridays and we run Saturdays, and and it's easy and convenient for what we're doing. And maybe once or two. It's always fun. Out of town races are always fun. We did that like 3 or 4 times a year back in the day. Well, we were younger, and the kids weren't even around then. So now before we were try not to miss work as much as we could, and we always worked on a Sunday to regroup from the weekend. So it's I don't know. I'm the track's 10 minutes away. We can come home. We can get home from the go-kart track late. We can still get everything done in the morning, switched over, and then go racing and still be home. And we don't have 2 hours to drive home and everything else. So it's just convenient.
So your priorities is Flat Rock. I'm assuming going for your 4th championship. You got championships in 06, 2010, 2016. If you get it this year, this will be your 4th. Was that your goal at the beginning of the season? And what would getting a 4th championship mean to you?
I think we're at 4 now, I believe. It would be, we don't look at it that way. I said before. And
I didn't mean to short you one.
No, that's take it as you may, but we always, like I said, I tried to get that trophy every night. I never really cared to run a heat race. I used it as a test and stuff like that. So I always left whatever the points on the table and whatever. I just wanted to get the trophy and be in that tech barn. I always looked at it that way. And whatever happens with the points happens. And everybody says, mention it to the guys or whatever, and I just shrug it off. I just try to get I try to bring trophy home every week, or the best we can do, and whatever happens, happens.
So, what would you say has been your biggest win of your career so far?
I don't know. There's Rand, the photographer from the racetrack, he called me last week, and I did the Zach and Rich podcast
Yeah.
a week ago or so. And Rand kind of yelled at me last week. He said, "You got to enjoy these more, And I said, "Well, I'm bound to the next one, the next race, and that's what I'm working towards." And I get it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you say the first one, but I don't remember it, And I think we won my second race. We won in the mix of everything was the 150. It was I don't even know what they called it back then. I don't think it was a C&E race, but we had fast time. I rolled 12. Almost got lapped riding, and we won. But I think that was probably the bigger one. But just because it was a second win, it felt I can remember a lot from that. But and they're all good, in their own way. They all they all mean something to you. They all have their own little nuance or memory from that night. So I said before, some guys always ask me, well, and I said some of those races that we won weren't fun. Some of you run fourth or fifth or third, battling with your buddy or your good friend or whatever, were better than the wins, and so I don't know. I'd say probably the 150 was the second win, was probably one I can remember most.
I'm assuming. I'm going to assume the Joy Fair 100 was probably a pretty big win for you. You've had a lot of success in that, and finally got the win there last month.
Yeah, again, we looked at it, differently. It was 250 lappers at that point, and I think everybody else kind of made it more than what it was. I mean, it was special. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the trophy is cool, but I think again, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I said, I was just worrying about the next one, next week and what's going on. I savored it. I mean, we stayed out here in the shop. Everybody came back. We were out here with the kids and everything at 3-4 in the morning. So I guess it meant something. It meant something to everybody else. So
you're very modest.
But, yeah, I mean, again, I think as the older you get, I think you live vicariously through your friends and family, and seeing them. I think we won on my birthday a couple of years ago, and everybody knew I was struggling through the season. We didn't win in a year and a half or so, and again, the way these setups are gone and the way that the racing's turned into, it's more of a relief to run good, even win. It's more of a satisfaction. I use the word fun many times, and we just weren't having fun. You're just, and I think getting back to that the last year and a half now it's been, but it's still hard to get out of that lull that you're so worried about, if you hit that target or, and either funk or whatever you want to call it. It just, you got to get back, I said, I overused the word last week, fun, but it's getting back some old school racing and have some fun again. And then we didn't have it. We would run good and everybody's, blah, blah, blah. But now we approach it differently. I mean, even the atmosphere, it took a while. It took, half of last year to get that fun atmosphere, again at the racetrack. And, we went to New Smyrna and Speed Weeks now the last 2 or 3 years in a row. And George Rangel and friends. And you get down there and these guys are in Florida. It's 80 degrees and, in February, and nobody at the first day, nobody's smiling. Everybody, it's just a bit. And you see that even on the local level, everybody's just, man, it's like this stuff was supposed to be away from your work, your week. You get, live, an evening with your buddies, working in the garage, some beers and whatever. And you get away from your ordinary life on the weekends. And these guys turned it into a business. And I just said, we got to go back the old way, just have some fun, man.
Again, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Paul Pelletier. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you in a race?
Man, seatbelts came undone one time while we're down on a yellow, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's got their weird little stories, but yeah, that's probably one of them.
Did you keep racing?
Oh no, I stopped on the back.
Okay.
We were getting ready to take the green to start, and I just ran the leader down. It was probably 10, 15 years ago. And I put them all back on, and as soon as I turned the wheel, I hit it was a cam lock, and knocked them off again, and they were getting ready to go green, and I put them back on again. We ended up second, almost won half a car at the line, but yeah, just weird stuff like that. But
You went away from the cam locks and back to the latch and link?
we went back to the latch one, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that why you always push those?
Yes.
Good to know.
Plus, I won't sell them to somebody if they're going to be racing on dirt, because dirt can get into the mechanism, and you think you've got them clicked in, but
That's not something you want to find out that they're not clicked in.
nope.
Nope. Exactly.
Any hard hits that you've taken in the Outlaw late model?
A few at Toledo, when somebody else is messing and stuff like that. But back the first year or two of racing, you didn't know where the brake pedal was. You're knocking the front, stuff like that. So, obviously Toledo is, that place on a wreck is still hard. So, probably down there a few times. But
Was it in the corner where they have the styrofoam?
That wasn't there then.
well, yeah, back then they didn't. It was you're getting into the concrete. But yeah, just down there. Yeah.
That's never fun. Who are some of the sponsors you have on the 44?
A lot of friends and families with their businesses and stuff, and George Wrangle and Johnny Blue Water Air. They've been friends for since we've been doing this, and so they're on there. Good friend of mine, Corey Dwayne, with a transport company, and we got a forklift company on there that's been on board for a few years. My buddy Joe Taylor, ABC Plumbing, he's like an uncle to me. So he's on there, and everybody pitches in, and got some quiet people pitch in here and there and stuff, like everybody else. So it all adds up.
And we just disappeared again. Hold on a second.
Is he back?
He's here too. Hold on a second, Paul.
Yep.
It booted us all off for some reason. It does that every once in a while. I have to look at it. Anyways, you're off this weekend, so no racing for you this weekend?
No racing. We'll still be at the track. The boys running tomorrow. Pelletier, and we'll be down at the Rock. Buddy of mine was supposed to come up with his car from North Carolina. I don't know what he's doing yet, but if not, we'll be down there, helping George and Johnny with the street stocks and whoever else we can put our nose in. But yep, we'll be at the track one way, like we always do.
So you'll be back in action driving the following week then, right?
Yep.
Okay. I won't mention this. Well, I will mention it, but
No pressure.
we've kind of had it hasn't worked as well.
We got to get our mojo back.
Yeah. Our guests usually go on to win their next race. We had a good streak going. The past couple shows, our streak's been a little bit down. So hopefully next week you can get our streak going again and pick up. How many wins in a row would this be for you if you get another one?
I think we were talking about the other day. Someone mentioned. I think it's 3. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'll be happy if we continue your streak, but we'll see what we can do here.
All right, Paul, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We appreciate the time. Good luck to you next weekend. Good luck to your boy tomorrow night at Pelletier.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Take care, guys.
Yep, bye. There you go. Paul Pelletier, point leader at Flat Rock there, Outlaw Super Late Model driver. At least 3 championships, possibly 4 already, going for his 4th or 5th. They could have it wrong on the Flat Rock page, but
I would think he would know.
I would think he would know, yeah. The ones I do know for sure, the 06, 2010, 2016 late model championships there at Flat Rock. So he knows how to get it done. And he's been doing it, like you said, for quite a while. So very cool guy. Very cool. Wish him the best of luck.
25 years, 26 years.
Is that all? You can do that math?
Yeah, kind of.
DCR Graphics is your source for high-quality wrap, stickers, die-cast banners, and more. If you're looking to upgrade your race team's look, DCR Graphics has you covered with full wraps starting at $425. If you want to showcase your car in miniature form, you can get a box of 8 custom diecasts for only $135. He's got them available for late model sprints, modifieds, and street/super stocks. And also, DCR has even more ways to show off your style. Check out their brand new lineup of crew shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, flags, and more. Hit up DCRgraphics.com. You can also find Hammer Down Racing Report t-shirts there. Or you can call 419-308-9523 to place your order today. DCR Graphics, where speed meets style. We'll be giving away Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics for this week's How Many. Well, actually, next week's How Many, starting this week.
Right.
I don't know how to describe that. This week's winner, though, from last week's How Many, will be getting a pair of passes to Oakshade, and we had a tie, so we're going to have to spin the wheel for that, yeah.
Ooh, exciting.
Also, you could win a pit pass, so we got too many contests going on here. Again, hashtag VARC, because Vintage American Race Cars is our Speedy Sponsors series of the week, speedysponsors.com, that is. You can check out more information on the Vintage American Race Cars at speedysponsors.com.
Make sure you get entered, and
if you do type that in, you'll be entered. If you already did, you're all good. Chance to win this sticker and re-gifted pit pass courtesy of Hammer Racing that went to Speedy Sponsors, and now will go to lucky winner here tonight. And again, the Speedy Sponsors team asks that it go to a person that's never been to the pit. So if you do win it, you've been to the pits. It'd be cool if you could pass it on to somebody who hasn't, or bring somebody with you that hasn't been in the pits before. Again, that's a pit pass for Oakshade. Yes. Dipman Motorsports is your one-stop race shop in Northwest Ohio and offers on-site parts services at Fremont and Oakshade Raceway. Dipman Motorsports provides Hoosier racing tires, high-performance parts, and full-service support to keep you on track and in the lead, featuring the new late-model right rear number 2 tires, along with super stock, modified, and sportsman tires. Whether you need expert service or top-tier gear, Dipman's got you covered. Call 419-283-8580 or stop by the shop. Check them out online at dipmanmotorsports.com. Got a little bit of racing news here before we get to our How Many, and actually a Hammer Down hotline as well.
Oh, cool.
So let's bust out some news here first.
Latest racing news.
So Carson Hocevar got himself in trouble, I guess, after the race.
His
here.
car owner was PO'd.
On Tuesday, his team Spire Motorsports elected to take disciplinary action against the NASCAR Cup Series driver due to negative comments he made about Mexico City before the race there last weekend. It was before the race he made the comments.
Right.
Oh, I thought it was after the race. Hocevar's remarks were made during a now-deleted stream on Twitch. By the way, we're on Twitch, too. We're not going to delete this stream, though. Before traveling outside the country for NASCAR's first points race in Mexico. Spire Motorsports issued a statement on Tuesday evening, which included issuing a $50,000 fine to Hocevar. Quote, after a thorough internal review of Carson Hocevar's recent live stream remarks about Mexico City, and in close consultation with NASCAR, Spire Motorsports is issuing the following disciplinary measures. A $50,000 fine, which will be donated in equal portions to 3 organizations serving Mexican communities, will be accompanied by mandatory cultural sensitivity and bias awareness training to be completed by Carson Hocevar.
Okay.
I really want to know what he said.
Basically,
but apparently I didn't want to know enough to actually dig and see what he actually said. But
basically, what you're saying is NASCAR came to Spire Motorsports.
Said, "Do you want to handle this?
Yeah, if you don't handle it, we will."
That's what it sounds like. Yeah. Lorraine Raceway Park was hit by strong storms last night, Wednesday evening. If you're listening to us, not now. Trash cans and foam barriers were blown around. Tree limbs had to be picked up around the property. The most significant damage was that a shipping container used to store tires was overturned on its side. That takes quite a bit of force, I would think, there. John's Towing and Recovering assisted in righting the container in time for today's practice session. They have a pretty big
and no tires were hurt
in
in the process.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. One person was hurt, though, at Eldora, and I did not write this on in the news here, but did you hear about Creed Kemino?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's, let me get to, he made a post here. He's going to be out for some time. Fractured my, this is his post here. Fractured my L4 Tuesday at Eldora after we had a rear end blow and come through the seat. I couldn't be more thankful for Dave Sharpley and Butler Built Professional Seat Systems for keeping me safe. Unfortunate that we can't seem to catch a break, but we will be back soon enough, hopefully in time for the thick of the summer. Thank you, everyone, for reaching out.
L4, that's lower back.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of the?
I didn't, but
There's a picture. It's kind of hard to see, but the back of the seat's pretty bowed out. So,
wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
No.
The sprint cars, they have the drive shaft, though, going right between your legs, don't they?
Yeah. And the rear end is right behind your backside.
There's not much, yeah. There's a little car. And one other note, too, that I didn't. This was late breaking news here. I'm stalling to find the story here, but so I'm singing along with this. Here it is. Okay. The breaking news, ARCA news, actually. Venturini hauler catches fire en route to Elko Speedway.
Ooh.
Did you hear about this? Yeah. While en route to Elko, I don't want to sign up for your email, but thank you. New Market, Minnesota, a hauler carrying a race car and equipment for Venturini Motorsports caught fire, briefly shutting down a part of Interstate 40 in Jefferson County, Tennessee on Friday. Oh, this isn't breaking news. This was last. Anyways, there was a fire. It was inside the hauler of the number 55 Yahoo Toyota Camry that Isabella Robusto drives.
Ooh.
The good news is, despite the fire department says the race car was undamaged.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, the fire department says that one of the wheels of the trailer blew out while traveling on Interstate 40 and sparked the fire. The fire weakened the floor of the trailer, but fire crews on the scene were able to extinguish the fire before it reached the inside.
Oh, good on those guys.
Yes, they saved the important stuff, the race car. And I assume nobody was hurt, too.
Right.
So that's all the racing news I have for this week. We'll do our Hammer Down hotline here in just a second. Freeze Frame Photos is your go-to for all your racing photo needs, whether it's heart-pounding action shots or those unforgettable victory lane moments. Freeze Frame Photos has you covered, but that's not all. They offer a fantastic range of custom gifts to commemorate your favorite races, including print magnets, canned koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, custom slate photos, wind spinners, and buttons, just to name a few. If you want to add a personal touch, no problem. Freeze Frame Photos can customize any photo or gift item with your own text and graphics, making each uniquely yours. Call Charlie today at 419-407-6994 and let Freeze Frame Photos turn your favorite memories into timeless treasures. And they have a brand new website.
Really?
I was very excited about this. I was checking it out earlier today, yeah. freezeframephotos.redframe.com. Redframe, one word. Yeah. freezeframephotos.redframe.com.
Red Frame is all one word?
Yes. Okay. And they have a lot of pictures.
Ooh.
Race pictures, victory lane pictures. They had it. I was just looking at, I think it was June 7th, the last time we raced. But they're going to be putting on their backlog of photos on there.
Because Freeze Frame Photos acquired all of Charlie Variki's previous photos.
So they'll be putting all those stuff online and eventually be able to order it online and all that stuff. So
those go back well into the 80s.
They keep sharing some of those on, what is that, Oakshade Remembers?
Yep,
Facebook group?
Raceway Remembers.
Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. And we do have one Hammer Down hotline.
Oh, boy, here
text.
we go.
Yeah, you're not kidding. If you have something on your mind you want to share, Hammer Down hotline right there, 419-318-3081. Call or text anytime, day or night. This is a text that we received earlier this week after the show at Millstream. Oh, boy. I figured it was going to be tiny, and I'm not going to be able to read this, but it was a picture of a screenshot of Danny Dietrich talking about the track at Millstream on
Rather
Sunday.
uncomplimentary.
Yeah. So let me try and read this here. It didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. Frustrating night, timed. Again, this is Danny Dietrich, quote unquote.
It's not Hammer Down
Yes.
Racing Report. We want that disclaimer.
Frustrating night, timed okay, broke a top wing in the heat, then hit water that I couldn't see into turn 3 in the A main, trying to pass Ryan Smith. Had to spin, or we were both probably going for a ride. I'm not sure if I hit standing water or water that someone else sprayed out on the track. Regardless, it sucks. That kind of got, I was like, who's going to spray water on the track?
Yeah.
One of the guys has a little spray bottle. Anyways, back to the quote here. I appreciate the All-Stars trying to get a better surface for us. Millstream has so much potential, but the track surface is an absolute disgrace. Until they get drains in corners, the water is going to pond in the corners due to the inside track and straightaways being higher than the corners. Huge ruts. We're talking 18 inches, standing water, flooding, and dust. Fix the damn track, run the inside track, or get
what?
I think that's supposed to be rid. It says ride. Get
Yeah.
rid of the inside track so the track can drain. So it was very blurry.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to get my eyes checked.
If
P13, I think, tonight. Headed to Wayne County tomorrow. Unquote. That's, again, Danny Dietrich.
if you haven't been to the rebuilt Millstream Speedway, there is an inside track, and the banking.
They took the walls out.
Yeah, the banking on the inside track really defines the inside of the outside track.
But there
if
was a
that
wall
makes-
there before, so
Right.
there was no drains there before.
Correct.
So wouldn't the
We've
issue
had
would
a
have been
lot
the
of
same.
rain, and it's been poorly timed.
Yeah, they're just not catching a break there. But
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
This was their 5th race that they had scheduled, I think, and the
Fourth,
first
I think,
one. And
but yeah, but the first one they
that
actually got to
in,
do. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
It
I
is
think
what it
you're
is.
right. It was their 4th attempt at the first night.
yeah, it was their first night on the 4th attempt. So hopefully things get better. I mean, I really want to see that place succeed, but
Right.
I've seen bad tracks. It happens every once in a while, but I'm hoping that it doesn't become a theme there and they get things sorted out and it'll all be. I mean, they got the World of Outlaws coming there, and
They'll get
in
it figured
September.
out.
Yeah. So that is your Hammer Down hotline text for this week. It wasn't really a question or anything. It was just the picture of that. So I'm not really sure what he wanted to know. So there you go. Let's do how many and give away some stuff.
Sure.
People seem to like that when we do that. Whoops, too many clicks.
How many?
So last week's how many was how many late models were going to be at Oakshade for the Barney Oldfield, which was supposed to be on Saturday.
Right.
We had a little bit of rain that canceled that. So
I was optimistic, Scott.
you were optimistic. I was surprised, actually. You said 42, the answer to universe, life,
Right.
the universe, everything. I decided to be a little more pessimistic than you and go with 41. And
because
so
you thought you knew.
I was hoping because it would have been a real busy weekend had we not canceled. Not that I would love the race. It just makes I got to do an article, do a write-up and stuff after that. And I was leaving for West Virginia Sunday morning. So it's a lot more. It was a lot less stressful this way. But I do want to see the Barney. I really hope we get that rescheduled. But, yeah, the answer was 0. We did have 7 people that also guessed 0. So we put them on the wheel of names here. So we're going to spin that and find out who is going to go home with a pair of passes. These are grandstand
passes
to Oakshade Raceway to use any night during this season. So the people that, and Nancy Schoenauer, I give her credit. She waited, and I noticed she put in her guess probably about 10 minutes after I posted that Oakshade was canceling that night on Saturday morning. So there is sometimes pays off to wait sometimes. You don't have to guess right away, although we appreciate it when
as
you
long
do.
as your remembery works well,
Yes,
yeah.
you might want to, tell Siri or Google to remind you. So she did very good. And Joshua Shanehour's in there, Doug Frost, Brian Hammer, James
Looks like
David,
half
Chris
the Shanehour family.
Shanehour, yeah, there's three of them, and Gretchen Knapp, all pessimistic and guessing 0. So here we go for the pair of passes, grandstand passes for Oakshade Raceway. It's going to be Chris Shanehour. Congratulations. You can either pick those up from Ron Miller Race Cars, or you can get them from myself, I guess, out at the track. Let us know how you would like to pick those up. If we don't hear from you, I'm going to send them off with Ron.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Congratulations there. So we have this week's How Many? And for this week's How Many, we're going to go back to our DCR Graphics window stickers with Hammer Down Racing Report. Slap one of these on your race car if you got one. Be part of the Hammer Down Army. Just send us a picture. And we'll report
your pickup truck, your street car.
Yeah. Your wagon, if you're not old enough to drive. And if you're in a wagon race, we'll report where you finish.
That's it.
This week's How Many? This one I think is going to be easier.
Yeah, of course, because you've...
Oh, I didn't type the question in, so you're going to have to listen for it. How many of the regional tracks that we cover in the DCR Graphics racing menu, of which there are 9 possible, how many of those tracks will cancel this weekend?
And you've got to go first.
I do have to go first, and I'm okay with that, because I have seen the forecast, and we have the weekend weather...
Yeah.
Weekend weather pit stop coming up. So I'm going to go with 0. 0 will cancel.
And I believe that's a good guess.
How many, and just before you guess, so the tracks that this includes, it includes tonight, Waynesfield. By the way, they didn't cancel, so the most it could be is 8 at this point.
Spoiler alert.
Waynesfield Raceway Park, Lorraine Raceway Park. Oh, you know what? I think I counted Lorraine Raceway Park twice because they run 2 nights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So technically, there's only 8 possible.
Yeah, but there
is 9 events.
9
events. So
events.
yeah, okay. So we'll stick with the 9. So Lorraine Raceway Park, Limaland, Sandusky, Wayne County, Flat Rock, Oakshade, Butler. Those are the ones that count. And Lorraine's got 2 of them because they're running Friday and Saturday. So. Put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. You have until, we're going to wrap this one up probably tomorrow before the Friday night tracks.
Right.
What do you want to say, like 4 o'clock?
Works for me.
4 p.m. Friday. So if you want to hold off and wait to guess, although it's probably not going to help you too much because they're Saturday night tracks, you're not going to know. But set your reminder for just before 4 o'clock, because if you guess at 4 o'clock or after, your guess will be disregarded, yes. How many regional tracks on our racing menu will cancel this weekend? I'm going with 0. So I'm sticking with my 0. I didn't even switch over to see if anybody's guessed yet here. We got 1, 0. What about the ones that are not scheduled to run this weekend? No,
They don't count.
They don't count. Just the ones, because Attica's off, Fremont's off this weekend.
Right.
Those don't count. These are just the ones on the DCR Graphics race menu, those 9 events. And we'll go through those. If you want to wait till we go through those 9 events, you're more than welcome to.
You've got to remember that some of these tracks have taken an immense amount of water.
That's true.
So there
That could happen, but maybe
could be a cancellation.
But there's also going to be an immense amount of heat on Saturday, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but some of these tracks are Friday.
This is true. So what are you?
I'm going with 1. That's the obvious.
Okay.
Since you said
my
0.
Yeah. Did I take your 0?
Yeah, yes, you did.
All right. So there you go. You got till 4 o'clock to put your guess in for a chance at the Hammer Down Race Report window sticker. Time running out to get in on the drawing for our Speedy sponsor sticker and Oakshade Raceway Pit Pass, hashtag VARC, as Vintage American Race Cars, our SpeedySponsors.com series of the night. We'll do that drawing here as soon as we're done going through our DCR Graphics racing menu. So how about we do that right now? Talk about the tracks that
That probably won't cancel.
That probably won't cancel. Yes. Let's go.
This weekend's racing menu.
So as we already mentioned tonight, Waynesfield Raceway Park, they should be underway. That was scheduled to start at 7 o'clock, Ohio Sprint Speed Week, with the All-Stars and the USAC D2 Midgets. Tomorrow night, Lorain Raceway Park, it's Jackpot Nationals Preliminary Day with the Modifieds, Chargers, Grand Nationals, and Factory Stocks. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 7. General admission is $20 there. And also Friday night, it's Lima Land Motorsports Park, their 90th anniversary race. Have they been around for 90 years?
That's what you got.
It is what I got.
That's what that piece of paper
That's what it says.
Scott.
Great Lakes Traditional Sprints will be in action. The UMP Modifieds and Thunder Stocks. Gates open at 5 o'clock at Lima Land. Racing at 7:30. General admission $15 there. Saturday night, Lorain Raceway Park Jackpot Nationals Feature Day. So, again, 2 nights for Lorain Raceway Park this weekend. Modifieds and Compacts will be in action. Gates open at 2:30, racing at 6 p.m. General admission $25 there at Lorain. Sandusky Speedway also in action. King of Ohio Night, featuring the Ohio Wheelman Series, Factory Stocks, Grand Nationals, CRS trucks, and Warriors. Gates open at 4, racing at 7 p.m. there at Sandusky. General admission $18. Wayne County Speedway, late models, UMP Modified, Street Stocks, Mini Stocks, and Mod Lights. Gates open at 3 at Wayne County with racing at 7 p.m. General admission $20 there. Flat Rock Speedway, the ASA CRA Jegs Combo Late Model. So the ASA CRA combining there for 125 laps of racing. It looks like the late models 125. Figure eights will also be in action, as well as street stocks. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $26 there at Flat Rock. Oakshade Raceway, full show of UMP late models, DCR Graphics Sportsman, Dominator Super Stocks, and the Compact. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:15. General admission $15 at Oakshade. And finally, Butler Speedway, 500 to win, 4 cylinders.
Ooh.
Yeah, 410 sprints, UMP Modified, Street Stocks, and 4 cylinders in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. General admission also $15 there at Butler. Those are the events for the how many. How many of those will be canceling this weekend? I say 0. Ron says 1 because I picked 0.
Because you picked 0.
Guesses again in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. And again, as long as it's in there before 4 o'clock on Friday Eastern Time, you will be entered. And, if we have to spin the wheel, if we get a tie, which could happen, probably will, because there's only 9 different options here.
Right.
We'll do that, just like we did tonight. So how is the weekend weather pit stop forecast?
Scott, it's going to be hot. That's all I can tell you, buddy.
Tomorrow's supposed to be all right. No, I guess.
No, tomorrow's going to be 88. By the race time, we might be back down to that 85 number, but it's going to be warm tomorrow. Hot Saturday, hot Sunday. It's going to be a hot weekend and not a big chance of rain.
No R word.
No.
What is up with Mother Nature? She goes
sadly not until next weekend.
Oh, jeez. Well, let's not talk about that till then. Other series action, and these don't count for tonight's how many. This is just other series action this weekend. The Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions Ohio Sprint Speed Week continues at Moeller Raceway Park on Friday night, and then wrapping things up at Atomic Speedway in Waverly, Ohio on Saturday night. And that's part of the reason Attica and Fremont are off tomorrow.
They have an agreement that those tracks will not race against
them.
Any other members of the Speed Week group.
So if you're an Attica or Fremont regular, a good opportunity to maybe get out and check out a different track.
Go to Atomic.
Or get down,
Or go to Oakshade.
Butler, Oakshade, Flat Rock even, Wayne County.
That's it.
And Wayne County's not running the 410 sprints, so that makes sense. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Dave mentioned earlier tonight that tonight's action's been postponed to tomorrow. It's the 19th Annual Firecracker 100 at Lernerville Speedway in Pennsylvania. So originally scheduled Thursday through Saturday, but now it's just going to be Friday and Saturday. Kubota High Limit Racing Roto-Rooter Midweek Series at Lucas Oil Speedway. That'll be next Thursday night, June 26th. World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, the Huset's Hustle at Huset Speedway tonight. And then it's the Huset's High Bank Nationals at Huset's on Friday and Saturday. How many times can I say Huset's? David Gravel thanks me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Huset's all weekend there for the World of Outlaws. Dirt Car Summer Nationals, they're continuing here. Lee County tonight in Iowa, and then it's off to I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park on Friday. And
Don't know.
well, this is yeah. I probably should have read this ahead of time. Friday and Saturday, they're going to be at I-55 Raceway, I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. Then let's see here. Lincoln Speedway on Sunday, Springfield Speedway on Tuesday, Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois on Wednesday. The Herald and Review 100 at Macon Speedway. That'll be next Thursday. So a lot of UMP late model racing. If that's not enough for you, we got the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series. Monday Madness at Independence Motor Speedway in Independence, Iowa. That'll be on Monday, June 23rd. Then it's the Fergus Falls Showdown at I-94 EMR Speedway in Minnesota. That'll be on Thursday night, the 26th, next Thursday. Craftsman Truck Series action. They're going to be at Pocono Raceway on Friday. That race starts at 5 o'clock on FS1. The Xfinity Series also at Pocono. Explore the Pocono Mountains 250. That'll be Saturday at 3:30 on the CW. Arca Menard Series Shore Lunch 250 at Elko Speedway. That will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. That will be on FS2. IndyCar action, Indy Next Series, the Grand Prix at Road America. That'll be on Sunday, 11 a.m. on FS1. Then the NTT IndyCar Series Expel Grand Prix at Road America later that afternoon, Sunday afternoon, 1:30 on Fox. And finally, the Great American Getaway 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series at Pocono Raceway. That's Sunday afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock on Amazon
Would be an
Prime.
interesting race.
Why do you say that?
Pocono is usually...
The Tricky Triangle?
Yeah, usually has some...
It's a very unique track. I do like that. But sometimes it can be kind of boring.
I'm thinking with the heat and Pocono's history, it could be fun to watch.
All right. I'll have to keep that in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Don't go whitewater rafting or anything.
No, I've used up all my vacation. I'm saving the rest of my vacation for the Gateway Dirt Nationals.
Ooh.
So we may have to do some kind of live show from there.
Yeah.
At least I'll be live. You can be live here. I don't know. You're more than welcome to come. I'm not buying your ticket, but
No. Have the producer pay.
okay. Dave, anytime you're ready, we'll do our Speedy sponsor giveaway here. Again, hashtag VARC.
You've got just a couple seconds left.
I don't even think you do because Dave's going to switch it
Oh,
on
you
here.
think?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Again,
Well,
that is good for...
you did as of then.
You get a Speedy sponsor sticker and the pit pass for Oakshade Raceway. Good anytime, any one night this season. So it looks like Dave's got the wheel up and we are spinning. And it looks like James David is going to win that. I have a feeling he's been in the pits before. So, James, make sure to bring somebody.
Bring somebody that has never been in the pits.
Yes.
Let's get them excited.
And you can...
Pick that up from Scott.
Yeah, I'll bring that with me.
In the pits on Saturday.
He usually stops by. They win a lot. So congratulations, James David. We'll see you. Yay. Again, last call, or just want to mention before we finish up here, looking for sponsors for that Oakshade Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race. Again, Chris Mize introducing myself to that event.
Yeah.
And we held we held two of them.
Really only one slot left. And
yeah.
we're
Well, we
looking-
can have more than one sponsor for each
Okay.
one, can't we?
Absolutely.
I have no rules on it. I mean, somebody wants, we'll pour more stuff in there. I mean, Speedy sponsors is tentatively in for two of them. Again, we're going to do one hot dog race for each class: compacts, super stocks, sportsman, late models at Oakshade.
Probably not all on the same night.
Probably not on the same. I got to work out the schedule there, and just basically looking for stuff to give to the winner. Just kind of incentive to be in the race,
Right.
to drive around a lap, eat a hot dog, and drive around another lap.
Could be cash. It could be
Gift certificate.
gift certificates.
Could
like
be pizza.
Right.
Could be,
Pizza.
yeah.
Probably not hot dogs.
We still got to work out if we're going to make them run to the hot dog stand.
That's it.
Still working on those rules. I hope to have some more information on that next week. But if you're interested in helping out, sponsoring that again, Chris Mize, a good friend of the show, passed away last year, and was the inspiration for the hot dog race. So
Right.
we're going back to the original rules because we kind of changed it up for the second one, had people run because the original was kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be a little dangerous with the race cars on the track and getting out and getting in. So it could be fun. But those events should be coming up in August. Thanks to producer Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X, at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. You can contact us there, hammerdownracingreport at outlook.com. Shoot us an email if you're interested in sponsorship. Send us a message on Facebook, whatever. Well, there's lots of ways to get a hold of Ron at the shop. We give out his number all the time. Always run at the bottom of the screen there. Speaking of which, thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moen Entertainment, Dippin' Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, Freeze Frame Photos, and thanks again to our guest this week, Paul Pelletier. Definitely a good talk with him.
Back to our sponsors, folks. Just a reminder, don't buy online. Talk to your local race shops or Hammer Down Racing Report sponsors.
Unless you buy from TireHardware.com.
Buy local.
Shameless. That's local, by the way.
It is.
TireHardware.com is local to Toledo.
Buy local.
If you're listening to us in Australia, you can't order from TireHardware.com anyways because we only sell in the U.S., but I don't know. You probably will you ship to there?
Reluctantly.
What is it going to be like a deal of Ron Burt had to do a DJing over in Australia?
Yeah.
Might charge a little bit extra. You'll bring it over if they pay for the airfare, the first class hotel and everything. That's it. We're done. We'll see you next Thursday night at 7:00. That's a wrap on show number 383 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.